very into the pre-Christian myths and stuff. What do you think, Arkady? You think the hippies are relating to the second coming of Christ?
Well, I am much too much skeptical about many points that you made. I don't believe in a second coming, in Einstein, in hippies, and in marijuana. But maybe this could be explained by the place where I came from. I am neither Western nor Eastern. Yeah. I am Russian. When we talk about science and think of science, we refer to a syncretic wisdom, to a wisdom of ancient times and of Middle Ages. When intellect separates from morality and from aesthetics, it becomes handicapped, it becomes one-sided. And this is what happened to European civilization several centuries ago, and what brought us to the deterioration of what is called science today. It is just an aspect of what is real science.
Honestly, I rebut each of your insinuations.
Well, the same thing with my...
We're going to get back to me. I believe in Einstein. I believe in Heisenberg. Einstein was a great esoteric channel to channel all the stuff that he had to channel. I was thinking about that, just the other day. Well, I believe that that God's first cause runs all science, and I was saying before that science is totally of an organic nature from so beyond us that we just know a little bit about what's going on. Arkady Rovner, who exemplifies one of the few people who is probably, he has not adopted an outer role, right? So his life and his role, by choice, by not choice, his inner life, his spiritual life, and his outer role sort of are all mixed into that. So Arkady, let's get to you, your inner life. Who are you? Let's start with that. The man who really is.
Well, neither fish nor meat.
Great, we saw that.
Yes,
right.
my education is philosophy and theology.
Mm-hmm.
My calling is literature, and my social role is loose and transparent. And I can see my purpose, my mission against the background of what we would call spiritual history and spiritual geography. Now, I have distinguished between role and purpose, and I would remind you about Uspensky and Gurdjieff's terminology, personality and essence. Why don't we see the role in terms of personality and purpose in terms of essence?
That's okay, we'll agree on that.
Then we'll see mankind created of people with heavy, huge roles. They carry their roles like chairs, like trunks, their profession, their knowledge, their expertise. The roles are permeating everything in these people, and very little is left for the purpose. And to see the purpose and to find out your own purpose, it takes some effort, and it is described in many works, the way from role to purpose.
How long do you feel you've been working on this? In other words, was this always what you seem to have been doing, been involved in what the purpose is? Because most people are locked into their roles, you're right. I mean, it's very good. They break out usually, they get into spiritual life, they do something. But from very early on,
from 6-year-old,
yes.
The age of 6, I don't think I changed too much, and I don't think I am much brighter than I was at that age. But I certainly have developed certain qualities. I have been in healing for several years. I studied German, European, and Eastern and Western philosophy and theology, and I have written a couple of books which have been published in Europe, and I am editing books and magazines, and so this is the outward line of my life.
Right.
But and this is how the purpose is realized, how it is been manifested outwardly.
In other words, okay, do you feel that, in other words, by editing books or writing books, that this has manifested some of your inner purpose?
Oh, definitely, because I work with certain images and with certain ideas and moods, and I am trying to solidify them and to manifest certain principles.
All right, what's the aim of your anthology? I give up.
This is Gnosis anthology of contemporary American and Russian literature and art.
It's a beautiful cover.
It's a book. It's a project in 2 volumes, sponsored partially by National Endowment, by Exxon, and it contains works of more than 100 and 150 American and Russian writers, poets, artists who are alive. And many of the works published here never have been published before. The purpose of this anthology is not only to bridge these 2 cultures on the level of art and literature, but to introduce metaphysical art, or art which has more than 2 dimensions, which is not ideological art. And when it becomes metaphysical, when the literature starts to deal with eternity, with God, with consciousness, with Eastern and Western metaphysics, this is something extra, and it's not always welcomed very well. But this anthology is welcomed, had a very good welcome, and the purpose of this anthology is to bring together 2 cultures, 2 literatures, and 2 visual arts on a basis of spiritual and metaphysical approach and aesthetics.
I don't understand what spiritual history is.
Well, maybe
It
is a cosmic history.
Right, yes.
It's a history in its entirety, its complexity. It's not just a human history,
Right.
not the history of last 2 millenniums.
Are you talking about things like including, let's say, the Sophia Pistis, the Nag Hammadi Bible?
I'm talking about things including breath of Brahma and
Right.
cycles of civilizations.
wild. Right.
And I'm just ready to confirm my conviction
Yes.
that we live in a dark age, and this is not at all a new age consciousness, and no marijuana, no hippies that help us.
Oh, I love
and
this
science,
age.
Yes, and you like it.
I love it.
Well-
I'm having a lot of fun.
Well, I have a lot of fun myself, but
Look at them, they're all
Yes.
New Age citizens.
Very awake.
Yes.
I love MTV.
Here is the New Age hipster.
That's a new age
You
group.
I didn't tell you I don't love it.
No, I know.
You know, my
in
dear
other words,
friend, I can only tell you your ideas are archaic. Oh, definitely. But admirable. Admirable. This much I must say.
Definitely.
For very few connoisseurs, you are admirable.
Thank you. Thank
I
you,
would,
sir.
I would even take you as I'm prepared to touch your feet, which is the highest honor.
oh my, careful.
Because his soul, I tell you, his soul is the best among all.
Well, anyway, we live in the middle of the night, and it's a spiritual night. The cycle came to the end. We live at the very last hours of our civilization, and we are trying to hold down the purposes which do not anymore exist. They have existed for, let's say, 2 millenniums, and we are playing a puppet theater, and we are playing roles which existed in 17th century, in 15th century, and in 7th century.
I don't know. Well, I speak for yourself. You know, it's very interesting. You know, Prigogine, I hope I'm saying this right. He's the one who won the Nobel Prize, and what he wanted for is very applicable to what you're saying. He's saying that when something breaks up, matter breaks up, it reorganizes at a higher octave. And let's say we're at the end of a cycle. We may reorganize into the next higher octave.
Oh, no doubt. We may.
Okay.
And
At
we
least
may
we're in a
not,
little
yes.
agree.
But
So
this is,
what's
This is just the end of a cycle. It's not the end of
right?
the world.
It's the end of a subcycle because
I know symbolic
Yes.
representatives of this world,
Yes.
which have been located and pinned down by two great men of this century. One by August Strindberg, the writer and dramatist of the beginning of the century, and the second symbol was, and the first symbol is a symbol of a servant. The servant is a symbol of our time, said Strindberg. And the next symbol was introduced by Hermann Kaiserling, a German philosopher who lived in 20s and 30s and was extremely influential at that time, and he introduced the symbol of a driver, a chauffeur, someone who is a man of our age, who is, and he is so representative of our civilization. And I would add the third figure to the theater, a typist secretary, I would say. So these three characters actually create the core of our civilization. You can talk to a professor or to a spiritual guru or to a salesman or to an artist, and you will talk either to a driver or to a servant or to a typist. And this is a very, very primitive structure that we handle, we deal today with. The people who are successful dealing with these people, with these three symbols, are successful in life.
You have got a higher purpose, but our purpose is little lower, I admit that. But perfection is a matter of eternity, sir. Rome was not built in a day.
I am not doing more than Uspensky and Gurdjieff, who said that we are sleeping.
I admire them, they are my guru.
And Christ, who said that we are dead.
I visit.
Well, maybe they were both right.
No. Don't make fun of, those high messiahs and prophets.
Well, but
make fun of
they
them.
mean when they make a statement like Christ said we were dead. That's an interesting statement.
We are just, petty puppets.
Yeah, well, wake up. Well, but when he says wake up from death, he probably talks about
spiritual death.
Yeah, or he's talking about something else. He's talking about the difference.
Death of
about end of the cycle.
No, death of the awareness of cosmic consciousness.
Yes.
That is the real death.
Everybody always talks about the coming new spiritual type of leader. What do you think? We'll start with you, Arkady. What should we expect from the next spiritual leader? What would that person be like?
Well, I think we had leaders of different sorts.
Yes.
Plato brought us philosophy. Muhammad brought us new faith. Gurdjieff and Madame Blavatsky have brought a lot of confusion and shocks, and they try to shake us out from our habits and our being. And Krishnamurti, Meher Baba, others introduced a new uncertainty into the world. I think that new leader, new teacher will deal with our world. We will see it as it is, the contemporary world, and will be not over pessimistic or over optimistic. He will handle souls which he will find here, and he will realize that they are not bricks, they are crystals. They are stones from the old cathedral that collapsed, old civilization, and these stones could be used to build a new temple. So he will be patient, he will work and enrich the soil and try to soften the soil of our souls, and he will introduce the new myth, which is a huge subject. It will take a couple of shows to discuss.
I was just going to say that. We're going to say, Baba Ganesh, what do you feel the coming spiritual leaders or leader might be like?
I tell you, what is his name?
Arkady.
Mr. Arkady, professor.
Arkady.
Arkady. His resonated as a prophetic vision. Very fine. I appreciate that part. And very hopeful. Very, not. I agree with him that balance between pessimism and optimism. There, as a yogi, because yoga means balance. It's a cybernetic, using of this human computer in a
Yes.
balanced way. That is what Kriya Yoga is. So anyway, that was very excellent. But I have got a little difference. No single person will come now as the Messiah. The Messiahhood will be collective now.
That's interesting.
Maybe computerized.
Oh, that's great. On that note, the Messiah may be computerized. Okay, that's the type of thing I think, but I don't say.
This computer will smoke marijuana.
No, you see.
We are going to, as a matter of fact, computer became enriched. Silicon was discovered by people who smoked marijuana and had visions of
Right.
silicon
Well, I
chips.
don't think like it
Had
matters.
vision of silicon chips. I will take you to Silicon Valley. Come with me.
No, nothing wrong is with marijuana.
Oh,
It's just
Okay.
another cliche.
no, not,
Ladies and
it
gentlemen,
is not as bad as alcohol.
we've done so well.
Not alcohol as opium.
Okay, we've
I
done so
prefer
well.
alcohol.
We've run out of time. We're going to say
that's your personal
good night,
preference.
Arkady Rovner.
But we can't-
Good night, Baba Ganesh.
Thank
good night
you.
to the audience.
Oh, I'm very
Good night,
grateful.
New York. Good night,
Ah.
LA.